Look at the schooling system. It's never been adequate or equal. Look at the judicial system. It's never been adequate or equal.
D.L. Hughley has constantly been blaming the system for black men and women being underpaid, filling prisons, and doing crime.
All the things the system has been involved in. I think it systematically has done a lot of things that put people in that in a situation where they don't have or feel like they don't have very many options.
He has recently been schooled by Denzel Washington, who claimed that parents should educate their children from home.
The issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway in the
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house.
According to Denzel, he believes it's not the system that wants black men and women to do crime, be uneducated, underpaid, but the parents who are misteaching their own black sons and daughters.
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
Denzel claims racism is solved in the households, and the inequity is solved with education from black fathers not abandoning the household, and these men not having several baby mamas, but being available to educate their children.
Blame the system? Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
D.L. Hughley himself agreed that Denzel's views were valid, even though he still believes the system had a lot to do with what is going on within the society.
So no, the system doesn't make you pick up a gun or sell drugs, but it is an accomplice. You cannot pretend like they're not involved.
So what are the views that sets Denzel Washington and D.L. Hughley apart? Let's get into it. In the vibrant tapestry of American social discourse, few debates are as charged and as reflective of the nation's soul as the one concerning systemic racism and personal responsibility. This conversation, deeply rooted in the historical and contemporary experiences of African Americans, finds two compelling yet contrasting voices in comedian and political commentator D.L. Hughley and the esteemed actor Denzel Washington. Their perspectives, though emerging from a shared heritage and a common history of racial struggle, stand in stark contrast, offering divergent narratives on the African American experience and the paths to overcoming societal challenges. Lets us delve into the heart of their contrasting viewpoints, unraveling the complexities of a conversation that is as old as America itself. A dialogue that encompasses the struggle, resilience, and diverse responses of the African American community to their unique historical and contemporary challenges. In exploring the perspectives of Hughley and Washington, we will gain insight into the broader narrative of race, responsibility, and redemption in America. Denzel Washington's perspective on the challenges facing the African American community offers a compelling counterpoint to D.L. Hughley's focus on systemic racism. Washington's narrative centers on the power of personal responsibility, family values, and the role of individual choices in shaping one's destiny. His comments, particularly on black incarceration, suggest that the solutions to societal issues begin at home, not with the system.
The issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway in the
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house.
Washington's viewpoint resonates with a philosophy of self-empowerment and resilience. He posits that despite the undeniable challenges posed by systemic barriers, the foundation for overcoming these obstacles lies within the family unit. He emphasizes the importance of parental guidance, especially the role of fathers, in setting the course for a child's future. For Washington, the family is the first and most crucial institution in instilling values, aspirations, and a sense of responsibility. This perspective is not just theoretical for Washington. It is informed by his own life experiences and observations. He often speaks about the influence of his own father, a Pentecostal minister, in shaping his character and life choices. Washington's narrative is one of overcoming adversity through personal determination and strong family support. He advocates for a focus on education, hard work, and moral guidance as keys to success, particularly in the face of societal challenges. Washington's emphasis on personal responsibility also extends to the broader community. He suggests that while acknowledging the systemic issues is important, it is equally crucial for individuals and communities to take proactive steps toward self-improvement and positive change. This approach advocates for a sense of agency and empowerment, encouraging individuals to take control of their destinies, irrespective of the systemic challenges they face. However, Washington's stance has sparked debate. Some critics argue that it oversimplifies complex social issues and overlooks the systemic barriers that continue to hinder progress for many African Americans. They contend that focusing solely on personal responsibility risks ignoring the historical and institutional factors that have shaped the racial landscape in America. Despite these criticisms, Washington's perspective offers a narrative of hope and possibility. It speaks to the power of personal agency and the belief that individual efforts, supported by strong family values, can lead to success. His viewpoint is a testament to the resilience and potential within the African American community, highlighting the role of personal choices in overcoming adversity. On the other hand, D.L. Hughley's perspective on systemic racism in America is not just a facet of his public persona, it is a deeply ingrained belief shaped by the historical and contemporary realities of being African American. His commentary, often laced with biting humor and incisive critique, delves into the heart of racial disparities in the United States. Hughley sees these disparities in economic status, criminal justice, education, and health as symptoms of a broader societal disease, systemic racism.
All the things the system has been involved in. I think it systematically has done a lot of things that put people in that in a situation where they don't have or feel like they don't have very many options.
In his reaction to Denzel Washington's comments on black crime, Hughley doesn't merely disagree. He presents a counter-narrative that emphasizes the role of systemic factors in shaping the lives of Black Americans. He argues that attributing the challenges faced by African Americans solely to personal responsibility overlooks the complex web of historical and institutional racism that continues to impact the community. Hughley's stance is rooted in a history of racial injustice that, in his view, has not been fully addressed or rectified in contemporary America. Hughley's voice in this debate is significant. As a comedian and commentator, he has the unique ability to blend humor with hard truths, making complex issues accessible to a broad audience. His approach to discussing systemic racism involves not only pointing out its existence, but also highlighting its manifestations in everyday life. From the over-policing of black communities to the racial wealth gap, Hughley's commentary paints a picture of a society still grappling with the legacy of its racial past. Moreover, Hughley's perspective is informed by personal experience. As a black man in America, his views are shaped by both the collective history of his community and his individual encounters with racism. This personal dimension adds a layer of authenticity and urgency to his arguments. He speaks not just as an observer of the racial landscape, but as someone who has navigated its challenges firsthand. Hughley also challenges the notion that progress in race relations can be measured solely by individual success stories. He acknowledges the achievements of African Americans in various fields, but cautions against using these examples to declare the end of systemic racism. For Hughley, the existence of successful black individuals does not negate the systemic barriers that continue to affect the broader community. In essence, D.L. Hughley's stance on systemic racism is a call to acknowledge and address the deep-seated inequalities that persist in American society. It's a perspective that demands a critical examination of not just individual actions, but also the structural factors that shape the opportunities and challenges faced by African Americans. The historical context of the viewpoints held by D.L. Hughley and Denzel Washington is crucial in understanding their significance. The African American experience in the United States is a tapestry woven with threads of struggle, resilience, and a continuous fight against systemic oppression. This history, ranging from the dark era of slavery through the civil rights movement to the present day, shapes the perspectives of both Hughley and Washington. Hughley's focus on systemic racism is deeply rooted in this historical context. His viewpoint reflects the long-standing battle against institutional barriers that have historically marginalized African Americans. He sees the legacy of slavery, segregation, and discrimination as continuing to impact the lives of Black Americans today. Hughley's narrative is one that underscores the need to confront and dismantle these systemic structures to achieve true equality and justice. In contrast, Washington's emphasis on personal responsibility and family values speaks to a narrative of self-empowerment that has also been part of the African American experience. This perspective acknowledges the systemic challenges, but places a strong focus on individual agency and the power of personal choices in overcoming these obstacles. Washington's viewpoint resonates with a segment of the community that believes in the transformative power of self-determination and hard work, even in the face of systemic barriers. The contrast between their viewpoints also reflects the diversity within the African American community itself. It highlights the different ways in which individuals and groups within the community have responded to their collective history of racial injustice. While some, like Hughley, advocate for a focus on systemic change, others, like Washington, emphasize the role of personal responsibility and community-led initiatives. Furthermore, the evolution of racial issues in America adds another layer to this debate. The progress made since the Civil Rights era, including the dismantling of legal segregation and the achievement of greater civil rights, has shifted the landscape in which these discussions take place. However, the persistence of racial disparities in various sectors of society, such as the criminal justice system, education, and economic opportunity, continues to fuel the debate on the best path forward. The impact of the viewpoints of D.L. Hughley and Denzel Washington on the African American community is profound and multifaceted. These perspectives do not exist in a vacuum. They resonate deeply with various segments of the community, each reflecting different experiences and responses to the challenges of race in America. Hughley's emphasis on systemic racism speaks to those who have felt the direct impact of institutional biases and inequalities. His narrative validates the experiences of African Americans who encounter discrimination in their daily lives, whether in the form of economic disparities, unequal treatment by the criminal justice system, or barriers in education and healthcare. For this segment of the community, Hughley's stance is a rallying cry for acknowledging and addressing the deep-rooted systemic issues that continue to perpetuate racial inequality. On the other hand, Washington's focus on personal responsibility and family values appeals to those who believe in the power of individual agency and self-determination. This perspective resonates with individuals who see personal effort, education, and strong family support as critical factors in overcoming societal challenges. Washington's narrative is seen as empowering, encouraging African Americans to take control of their destinies and to strive for success despite systemic obstacles. The debate between these two viewpoints also highlights the diversity within the African American community. It reflects the range of experiences and beliefs that exist within the community, from those who have been directly impacted by systemic racism to those who have found pathways to success through personal effort and resilience. This diversity is a strength, allowing for a rich and nuanced conversation about the best ways to address the challenges facing the community. Moreover, the impact of these perspectives extends beyond the African American community. They contribute to the national dialogue on race, influencing how other communities and the broader society understand and engage with issues of racial inequality. The debate between Hughley and Washington is a microcosm of the larger conversation about race in America, a conversation that is essential for fostering understanding and progress. The societal reactions to the viewpoints of D.L. Hughley and Denzel Washington are as varied and complex as the issues they discuss. These reactions reflect the broader national conversation on race, responsibility, and the path to equality, showcasing the diverse opinions and emotions that these topics evoke. Hughley's outspoken stance on systemic racism has garnered both acclaim and criticism. His supporters see him as a bold voice that brings attention to the ongoing struggles against racial injustice. They appreciate his ability to articulate the frustrations and challenges faced by the African American community, often feeling that his words give voice to their own experiences. Hughley's approach, blending humor with hard-hitting commentary, has made him a prominent figure in the discourse on race relations. Conversely, critics of Hughley argue that his focus on systemic racism sometimes overlooks the importance of personal agency and responsibility. They contend that his narrative, while highlighting valid issues, may not fully account for the progress made or the opportunities available within the African American community. This group advocates for a more balanced approach that recognizes both systemic barriers and individual potential. Washington's emphasis on personal responsibility and family values has also elicited a spectrum of responses. Many admire his call for self-reliance and the importance he places on family structure and education. They see his perspective as a message of empowerment, encouraging individuals to take control of their lives and make positive choices, regardless of systemic challenges. Washington's viewpoint is often seen as a beacon of hope, inspiring others to strive for success through determination and hard work. However, Washington's stance has its detractors as well. Some argue that it minimizes the impact of systemic racism and the historical context that has shaped the African American experience. They believe that focusing predominantly on personal responsibility risks ignoring the broader societal factors that contribute to racial disparities. This group calls for a more nuanced understanding that encompasses both individual efforts and systemic change. The implications of the viewpoints of D.L. Hughley and Denzel Washington for future generations of African Americans are significant and far-reaching. These perspectives not only reflect the current state of racial discourse in America, but also shape the way young African Americans perceive their place in society and their strategies for navigating its challenges. Hughley's emphasis on systemic racism serves as a critical lens through which the next generation can understand the historical and ongoing struggles against racial injustice. His narrative educates young African Americans about the structural barriers that have historically impeded their community's progress. It fosters a sense of awareness and urgency to continue the fight for equality and justice. For many young people, Hughley's perspective validates their experiences of discrimination and motivates them to engage in social activism and advocacy. It underscores the importance of collective action in addressing systemic issues and encourages a commitment to societal change. Conversely, Washington's focus on personal responsibility and family values offers a different kind of blueprint for the future. His narrative highlights the power of individual choices, education, and strong family support in overcoming adversity. Washington's perspective inspires young African Americans to take control of their destinies, emphasizing that despite systemic challenges, personal effort and determination can lead to success. This viewpoint encourages a focus on self-improvement, resilience, and the pursuit of excellence, both personally and professionally. The contrast between these viewpoints also presents an opportunity for young African Americans to develop a balanced understanding of their community's challenges. It allows them to recognize the importance of both systemic change and personal responsibility in shaping their futures. This dual awareness can empower them to navigate the complexities of race in America with a nuanced perspective, appreciating the roles of both external factors and individual agency. Furthermore, the debate between Hughley and Washington's perspectives is a catalyst for intergenerational dialogue within the African American community. It encourages conversations between older and younger generations about race, history, and the path forward. These discussions are crucial for passing down knowledge, experiences, and wisdom, helping to prepare the next generation for the challenges and opportunities ahead. In concluding the exploration of the contrasting viewpoints of D.L. Hughley and Denzel Washington, it becomes evident that their debate encapsulates a broader, more intricate conversation about race, responsibility, and resilience in America. While they offer differing diagnoses and solutions to the challenges facing the African American community, both perspectives contribute significantly to a deeper understanding of the complexities of race in America. Hughley's focus on systemic racism and Washington's emphasis on personal responsibility represent two sides of a multifaceted narrative. Hughley's perspective brings to light the enduring impact of historical and institutional racism, urging a collective acknowledgement and action to dismantle these systemic barriers. His viewpoint underscores the importance of understanding the root causes of racial disparities and the need for societal change to achieve true equality. On the other hand, Washington's narrative of self-empowerment and family values offers a message of hope and possibility. It highlights the role of personal choices and efforts in overcoming adversity, suggesting that despite systemic challenges, individuals have the power to shape their destinies. Washington's perspective is a testament to the resilience and potential within the African American community, emphasizing the importance of education, hard work, and moral guidance. The debate between these two viewpoints is a reflection of the diverse experiences and beliefs within the African American community. It illustrates the various ways individuals and groups within the community have responded to their collective history of racial injustice. While some advocate for a focus on systemic change, others emphasize the role of personal responsibility and community-led initiatives. This exploration of the contrasting views of Denzel Washington and D.L. Hughley on systemic racism and personal responsibility offers a profound insight into the multifaceted nature of the conversation on race in America. Their perspectives, while divergent, illuminate the complexities and nuances of the African American experience, providing a rich tapestry of thought that contributes to our understanding of racial dynamics in contemporary society. The dialogue between figures like Hughley and Washington is more than a mere exchange of opinions. It is a reflection of the ongoing struggle to define and address the challenges of race and inequality in America. It highlights the importance of acknowledging different perspectives and experiences in the pursuit of understanding and progress. Their debate underscores the need for a holistic approach to racial issues, one that recognizes the interplay of systemic factors and individual agency. As the nation moves forward, the conversation sparked by Hughley and Washington serves as a crucial reminder of the need for continued engagement and empathy in addressing the enduring challenges of race and inequality. It emphasizes the importance of listening to and learning from diverse voices, understanding that the journey towards racial equality is complex and multifaceted. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.